These are 3 of Teen Titans Go's best episodes of all time, the third being Chapter 4, The Night Begins to Shine, with a rating of 8.3 stars. The episode opens with the Titans and their allies trapped in the alternate dimension, a neon world born from the song The Night Begins to Shine. But the world is collapsing under the control of the dragon, who has taken the song's power for himself. The dragon corners Cyborg and asks him what his final words will be before he is destroyed. Cyborg, unafraid, simply says, "Great music lasts forever." At that moment, hope arrives. From the sky, Bear descends, roaring with musical energy, and smashes through the army of cyber warriors. Almost immediately after, Fallout Bot joins the battle, using his heavy weapons to obliterate the gigantic cyber centipede that threatened the Titans. For the first time in a long while, the heroes begin to believe victory is possible, but the dragon refuses to be defeated. With a dark twist, he channels the very power of The Night Begins to Shine itself. Instead of empowering the heroes, he bends the song to his will, draining the strength of Bear and Fallout Bot until both collapse in exhaustion. Once again, the heroes stand on the brink of despair. Just when all seems lost, the band BER rises to their destiny. They begin to play their song Rise Up, a track prophesied to fulfill the ancient legend. The prophecy speaks of a savior called Sweet, who will appear when the music of truth and courage is played. As the song builds, Sweet manifests in a blaze of light towering above the battlefield. With one decisive strike, Sweet annihilates the dragon, shattering his monstrous form. But the battle is not over yet. The dragon, broken but still clinging to life, vows that he will one day return. Before he can escape, Sweet channels all his power through Cyborg. Fueled by music and destiny, Cyborg lands the final blow, destroying the dragon once and for all. The world shakes, then falls silent. BER announces that the prophecy has been fulfilled at last. The music has saved the dimension. With the dragon gone, balance is restored. The Titans, BER, Bear, and Fallout Bot all gather as the chords of The Night Begins to Shine play once more. Their voices join together, singing in celebration. The final scene is triumphant yet bittersweet. As the cast sings, the camera pulls back to reveal the restored neon world. On screen, the words appear in bold: The Night Begins to Shine. The second episode is the 365, with a rating of 8.4 stars. The Teen Titans are thrilled to realize they've reached their 365th episode. Robin, always hungry for prestige, insists that such a milestone deserves more than just another wacky adventure. He wants something epic. His idea? To give the show the legendary Snyder Cut treatment, directed by none other than Zack Snyder himself. Determined, the Titans march to Warner Brothers Studios in search of Snyder's office. But when they arrive, they don't find the director. Instead, they run into actor Patrick Wilson, suited up as Night Owl. He announces that he is Zack Snyder's personal watchman and politely refuses them entry. No matter how much the Titans argue, Patrick doesn't budge. Beast Boy even tries to appeal owl to owl in his own owl form, but Patrick doesn't take the bait. Cyborg hatches a clever trick. He shouts that he just spotted Aquaman nearby. Patrick, suddenly overcome with ambition, declares himself Ocean Master, throws on new gear, and surfs off in the direction Cyborg pointed, leaving the doorway unguarded. Inside, the Titans finally find Zack Snyder, not behind a desk, but working out in his office. They explain their request. Robin wants him to direct their 365th episode and transform it into a grand cinematic experience. Snyder listens, nods, then without hesitation whips out clippers and gives each Titan a new haircut matching his own slick style. The Titans sit there, a little confused but freshly trimmed. Robin clarifies again. No, he didn't mean haircuts, he meant Zack should direct the episode. Snyder glances at him and simply replies that the episode is already over. With that, he casually walks away, leaving the Titans bewildered. And just like that, the milestone 365th episode ends with a perfectly absurd twist. Exactly the kind of tongue-in-cheek humor Teen Titans Go is known for. The third episode is the 40%, 20%, with a rating of 8.7 stars. Cyborg begins by dramatically counting down and bursting into song, lip-syncing and dancing to an 80s style anthem. He goes all out, even grabbing Robin's cheeks for a theatrical moment before tossing him aside and continuing his routine. Raven and Robin try to stop him, but Cyborg insists the music is too powerful to resist. When pressed, he explains that the track, The Night Begins to Shine, is the ultimate song composed by Carl Burnett, Franklin Anea, and William J. He declares that listening to it makes anything possible, though the others remain doubtful. Raven jokes about wanting to be Optimus Prime, though Cyborg claims that role for himself, leaving her with Bumblebee. The next morning, the team is exhausted, sighing around the kitchen table. Cyborg once again enters blasting his tune. tune. The others are weary from hearing it endlessly, but he insists they're not listening with their hearts. To their surprise, Raven starts dancing against her will, and soon Beast Boy is lip-syncing too. Suddenly, the Titans are transformed into stylized rockstar versions of themselves, transported into a surreal music reality. They race on futuristic vehicles, flanked by robotic creatures like a golden eagle and a mechanical horse, while Robin panics at the surreal spectacle. Robin eventually demands that Cyborg stop overplaying the song. To test him, Robin hands him a pickle jar and challenges him to open it without the music. Cyborg fails miserably, revealing how dependent he's become. The Titans worry that he can't function without his anthem. Days pass as Cyborg struggles to open the jar, his confidence sinking. Meanwhile, the Brain has captured the Titans. Cyborg, weakened without the song, nearly gives up until he sees a hawk chirping "The night begins to shine." Realizing he doesn't need the music as a crutch, he finally pops the jar open and reclaims his strength. He powers back into Rockstar mode and charges to the rescue. In epic animated sequences, his bike transforms into a Pegasus. He defeats a giant samurai monster, and he fights through hordes of laser blasting zombies, aided by his golden eagle ally. He finally confronts the Brain, but Mala destroys his beloved tape. The world shifts back to normal, and the Brain mocks him as useless without it. The Titans refuse to give up on him, humming the song themselves to restore his power. Together, their music revives him, and Cyborg transforms into an unstoppable rock warrior, even turning into a massive truck called Cyborgimus Prime. He crushes the Brain, frees his friends, and the team triumphantly rides off against an album cover backdrop, united in the power of